Hello, nice to have you join us on the news at 5. I'm Dominic Kiwiwa, and these are the stories and reports we're tracking at the moment. We start off in Ebonyi State, where a robbery attack by suspected gunmen at the hostel of the State's College of Health Science and Technology in Ohaoku local government area has left 7 students of the institution injured. According to sources, the incident occurred around 1 a.m. on Tuesday as armed men broke into the students' hostel and robbed them of their personal belongings. It was revealed that the school hostels have no fence and security posts, making it porous for criminals to invade. Confirming the incident, the police spokesperson in Ebonyi State, Joshua Okandu, through a phone conversation, said upon receiving the information of the attack, operatives of the command were mobilized immediately to track down the perpetrators. Upon arriving at the scene, the criminals had escaped into the bush, but the police are actively trailing the criminals to apprehend and recover all stolen items. Meanwhile, the injured students are receiving medical treatment at an undisclosed hospital. At the time of filing this report, the school authorities are yet to issue any official statement regarding the attack. We head to Kogi State, where bandits have invaded government secondary school Iluku Bono in Kaba Bono local government area of the state, killing 3 persons, including a vice principal and a 6-year-old child. The attack, which occurred at about 10 a.m. on Wednesday, threw the community into mourning and heightened concerns over security in the area. Confirming the incident in a statement by its spokesperson, ASP Saliu Afusat, the Kogi State Police Command said a large number of armed bandits operating on about 40 motorcycles invaded the school with the suspected intention of abducting students and other residents. The statement added that the divisional police officer of Kaba A Division immediately mobilized the joint security response after receiving distress calls, deploying personnel from the police division, the police mobile force and tactical teams, adding that military personnel and local vigilante groups already stationed in the area also joined the operation. The combined security operatives engaged the hoodlums in a fierce gun duel, forcing the criminals to flee into the surrounding bush. In the meantime, the Kogi State government has condemned the attack that led to the death of 3 members of Iluke community, describing the incident as unfortunate. A statement by the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, commended the swift response of security operatives whose intervention prevented the attackers from carrying out a mass abduction of students and inflicting further casualties on the community. While sympathizing with the bereaved families, the Kogi State government will not submit to terror or criminal elements seeking to undermine the peace and security of the state. Staying with security, Osun State Police Command is investigating shooting incidents reported in parts of the state, including Osogbo, where several people were injured and panic spread among residents. Commissioner of Police Ibrahim Gotan directed the Violence Crime Response Unit alongside intelligence and operations teams to track down those responsible, while authorities said normalcy had been restored with security reinforced in affected areas. Police spokesperson Abiodo Ojelabi confirmed that operatives were gathering facts to determine the cause of the shooting and urged residents to remain calm and provide useful information to assist ongoing investigations. Staying with security, the Katsina State Police Command has arrested a suspected notorious drug peddler and dismantled a former criminal syndicate in Funtua local government area. According to the command spokesperson, Abubakar Sadiq, operatives attached to the Central Police Station in Funtua acted on credible intelligence concerning the activities of a notorious criminal operating within the Jabiri area of the town. In a separate operation, police operatives attached to Mekara Division arrested 3 suspected members of a notorious criminal gang following intelligence reports that the criminals had been sighted around the Makera area of Funtua. The suspects were apprehended during a coordinated operation led by the divisional police officer. Now to the National Assembly, where the Senate has passed 4 second reading 2 bills seeking to increase the number of judges in the Federal High Court and the Court of Appeal as part of efforts to decongest the judiciary and speed up justice delivery across the country. The proposed legislation seeks to raise the number of Federal High Court judges from 70 to 90 and increase justices of the Court of Appeal from 70 to 110, with Senate leader Senator Kwemi Bamidele saying the reforms aim to strengthen the justice system, reduce case backlogs and improve access to timely judicial decisions. The bills received overwhelming support during the plenary and were referred to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for further legislative work, with a report expected within 4 weeks. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution to define cognate legislative experience as contained in Order 7, Rule 15 of the Standing Orders of the House as meaning members who have completed at least one full 4-year term. This follows a motion on the need for a precise definition of Order 7, Rule 15 of the House of Representatives. This comes on the heels of the controversy surrounding the claim by a first-timer, Representative Ikenga Ugochinyere, that 61 opposition members had endorsed him for the position of minority leader. The motion, which was moved by Representative Babajimi Benson, states that it is cognizant of the need to prioritize institutional memory, deepen parliamentary stability and continuity, legislative experience, minimize avoidable turbulence, and promote matured representation in the Committee of International Parliamentary Associations. Over 14 million Nigerians have been registered by the National Social Health Insurance agencies across the 36 states and Federal Capital Territory. This was made known at the maiden edition of the agency's summit in Akure, the Ondo State's capital. During the opening ceremony, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa reaffirmed his administration's commitment to the implementation of social health insurance programs.
We understand that for health insurance to truly work, it must be inclusive. It must cater not only for the formal sector, but also for our rural communities, the vulnerable, and most importantly, our senior citizens. On this note of inclusivity, I'm pleased to formally announce a landmark policy shift by our administration to safeguard the senior citizens who invested their active years in serving our state. By that, I have approved the formal inclusion of retirees under the Orange National Scheme for benefits. Absolutely no cost to them.
We will ensure that this was not a journey that one agency, the National Health Insurance Authority, could achieve alone. This is something where all hands need to be on deck, and it has heralded a new way of working and partnership between the National Health Insurance Authority, the state health insurance schemes, as well as the private health insurance providers, sharing a common goal, which is to ensure that we expand financial protection to all Nigerians.
The need for stronger digital governance in an increasingly connected world has been highlighted as technology continues to reshape human interaction, commerce and governance. This position was made by the Vice-Chancellor of Bayes University, Abuja, Professor Abiodun Adeniyi, during the university's 7th inaugural lecture. Our correspondent Benny Ark reports.
Bayes University, Abuja, is hosting its 7th professorial inaugural lecture, bringing together academics, students, members of the governing board, and other distinguished guests. The event began with an academic procession led by principal officers of the university, members of management, and representatives of the governing board, setting the stage for its ceremony celebrating scholarship and intellectual inquiry. Welcoming guest, the Chancellor of Bayes University, Mr. Yusuf Dati Baba Hamid, reaffirmed the institution's commitment to academic excellence and research while congratulating the lecturer on attaining a major milestone in his academic career.
Today also presents us with a particularly unique and gratifying circumstance. We are privileged to witness our own Vice Chancellor in a role that predates his current office, and indeed forms its very foundation.
He holds advanced degrees from the Ivy League University of Leeds.
The citation of the lecturer follows, highlighting his academic journey, research contributions, and service to the university community. Delivering the inaugural lecture titled, How Your Village People is Following You, Mobility, Memory, and the Mediated Persistence of Belonging, the Vice-Chancellor of Bayes University, Professor Abiodun Adeniyi, examines how digital technologies continue to shape identity, relationships, and the sense of belonging in modern society.
The idea of the village here is not the village that we ordinarily see it. The village I'm talking about, I'm using the village as an anecdote for origin, the beginning point, the point of departure, the point at which all migration, all mobility, all movement begins. Technology has made the village portable. The village is flexible, it is movable, it is right in our pocket, it is in our wallets, it is in our head, in our memory, as the case could be.
He noted that while technology has expanded human mobility and connectivity, it has also created new challenges around identity, memory, and digital presence.
There are new geographies of belonging, and of course, these geographies also help us, to move with our villages. We are moving. We are not carrying the village we're not carrying the villages along. We're not carrying the points of departure along, but it is moving with us at the level of memory, at the level of identity, at the level of belonging.
The lecture ended with a call for individuals and institutions to embrace the opportunities of an increasingly connected world while promoting responsible digital engagement and preserving a sense of identity and belonging. Benny Ark, Channels Television News.
In Lagos, retirees under the umbrella of the defunct Nigerian Arab Bank, Assurance Bank Nigeria, have continued to stage protests following an alleged non-payment of their outstanding pension arrears and gratuities. The retirees, who gathered this time at the Tafawa Balewa Square on Lagos Island, have appealed to the federal government, demanding the payment of billions of naira in outstanding pension arrears and addressing what they describe as discriminatory.
We want to draw the attention of the government to apply it. Because number one, there's what we call discriminatory dichotomy. We are not being treated. They say we are under one funny. We are all under the DDS scheme. But what is being paid to us is different from what others are getting. So we don't understand that. And we have asked for explanations severally. No answer. We have written severally. We have protested. When we protest, there will be some kind of succor, and again we are back to where we are. As we are now, like I'm telling you, some people are yet to get the benefit.
Today, Peter must answer us. We are requesting for 32 minimum wage, just approved by the federal government. When we are clamoring that 32,000 naira is not enough. Going to almost 2 years now, we've not been given a dime out of that 32,000 naira. Where is the money being kept? Who is keeping our money? Whether at the NDIC or CBA, who is keeping our money? Enough of this nonsense. We must be moved by the horn this time around.
You're watching the news at 5 on Channels Television. Right after this break, we'll bring you more stories making the headlines at the moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Nigerian Publishers Association is pushing back against the Federal Ministry of Education's new textbook ranking policy. Publishers want the policy, which ranks books and charges millions in fees, threatens to trigger massive book shortages, spike prices for parents, and drive local businesses into extinction. Critiquing it as a winner-takes-all system copied from smaller nations, the association is calling for an immediate halt. Instead of ranking, they are proposing a transparent, standard-based approval list to protect jobs, ensure fair competition, and keep books affordable for Nigeria's 60 million students.
The Nigerian Publishers Association fully supports the new reforms aimed at improving the quality and standard of education in Nigeria. As principal stakeholders, in the education ecosystem. We support accountability. We support quality assurance. We support higher educational standards. What we do not support is the borrowed policy framework that does not reflect Nigeria's realities and that threatens competition, innovation, access, affordability, constitutional principles, and the sustainability of the foundation industry. It is not too late for the Federal Ministry of Education to consider this policy. We therefore call on the ministry, NRDC, state governments, educators, parents, authors, booksellers, school proprietors, school proprietresses, and all stakeholders in the book ecosystem to add their voice with a view to repealing its policy before irreversible damage is done.
The federal government is set to receive the first batch of Nigerians being evacuated from South Africa following ongoing xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Shola Enikolaiya, will receive the returnees at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. The first evacuation flight operated by Air Peace is expected to arrive with 268 passengers. Accompanied by Nigeria's High Commissioner to South Africa, Ambassador Alexander Ajayi, the government says the screening exercise for Nigerians seeking voluntary repatriation has been extended to accommodate more returnees. Authorities have also assured that comprehensive reception, documentation and support arrangements have been put in place to assist those returning home. And on business news, following a consumer complaint against Casco Electronics Company Limited on January 16, 2025 regarding the sale of a defective solar battery paid for in February 2025, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has sealed the operational premises of the company. According to the FCCPC, the enforcement action is not punitive in the first instance but is protective and corrective. The sealing will remain in force until the Commission is satisfied that the prior breach has been fully remedied, at which point a compliance certificate will be issued under Section 150, subsection 3.
A defective solar inverter. And the Commission accordingly invites this undertaking, Casco Electronics, to come before the Commission to answer questions. Casco Electronics refused. Again, the Commission issued summons to Casco Electronics. Casco Electronics refused to come. Subsequently, there was a compliance notice again sent to Casco Electronics. Casco Electronics refused to appear before the Commission.
Alaba is not known for some of these things. Casco is a reputable company, but I just believe maybe they have one or two issues. The only problem, he has refused to come and answer the FCCP.
As Nigeria's adoption of solar energy products continues to grow, concerns are emerging over distortions within the industry's value chain, with Chinese manufacturers increasingly importing solar products directly into the country while also selling to retailers and end users. According to the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Abubakar Aliyu, the trend has become more pronounced in recent years, prompting discussions around policy measures aimed at protecting Nigeria's local solar value chain and reducing dependence on Chinese imports. Mr. Aliyu made the remarks earlier today during an interview on Business Morning.
We are working developing a local content policy in the renewable space, where we looked into what, for example, countries like Ethiopia, in the last 3 years, Ethiopia wasn't manufacturing any renewable equipment, but now they are the biggest manufacturers of renewable equipment. We have seen what India did also to reverse the importation and dependence on Chinese manufacturers. The same thing with Thailand. So we looked into that and we crafted a Nigerian concept looking at the uniqueness of the Nigerian situation. And this is something that is undergoing review by the private sector, by the financiers, by the renewable energy service companies. And at the right time, the Honorable Minister would have a stakeholder engagement to review that local context and localization policy, which once we agree on it, it will now be sent to the Federal Executive Council for approval. So this is something that is at the top burner of the Honorable Minister of Powers table.
The federal government has launched a $1 billion African Continental Free Trade Area Adjustment Fund aimed at supporting Nigerian exporters and businesses seeking to expand across African markets. The fund, unveiled under the AFTA framework, is designed to provide financing and other forms of support to exporters, manufacturers, and small and medium-sized enterprises affected by trade liberalization and increased competition. Authorities say the initiative will help expand operations, modernize production processes, and increase exports to African markets and enable businesses to take advantage of opportunities presented by the Continental Free Trade Agreement. And that's it on the News at 5 on Channels Television. For updates, kindly visit our website. That's www.channelstv.com. I'm Dominic Iwiwo. Up next is The World Today.